There are so many different breastfeeding positions out there, and one of my favorite is the koala position. Now, don't run away because I know a lot of moms find this one to be kind of intimidating, but with a little bit of practice, it often becomes their favorite. So in this video, I'm going to share a couple of tips and tricks for doing this one, as well as showing some videos of some moms doing this in real life. But before I jump in, I want to make sure that you grab my pain-free latching guide. It's a PDF with some of my best tips for getting you a pain-free latch. The link's in the description below, and now we'll dive in. My name is Katie Clark, and I am an international board-certified lactation consultant. I love helping moms just like you find ways to make breastfeeding easier. A lot of times that comes down to adjusting your positioning and finding a position that is comfortable for both you and baby. As I mentioned, we're going to be talking about the koala position. This is a great position that you can use from literally birth until you wean your baby, whether they're 12 months, 24 months, 6 months, whatever. You can use this at any time. This position can be great for so many different types of babies, but it can be especially helpful for babies that are struggling to get their head extended back like this when they're breastfeeding, or that have tongue ties or other oral restrictions. With the koala position, we are going to have your baby straddling your leg. We're still going to have them tummy to tummy, which is really important for most breastfeeding positions, but you will have them more in a seated position like this. Even if they're tiny, you can still do this position just by making sure that you're supporting their head with either your elbow or with your other hand. I find it's easier to lean back as you're doing this, but some moms do find that they prefer to latch the baby this way and then lean back. So once your baby's straddling your leg, you can cradle the back of their neck and kind of help bring them towards the breast using good latching techniques, which I talk about in my free PDF. If your baby is old enough and they have good head strength, you may not have to cradle the back of their neck, but with newborns, you're definitely going to have to give them a little bit more support. This is where leaning back is helpful because gravity kind of takes over your job of having to help support the baby so much. Another way you can do this position is you can just gently cradle your baby's head in your neck like this. Make sure that you still have their hands on either side of the breast, and at that point you can help them to latch, or they may self-attach themselves. One thing you want to make sure is that your baby isn't kind of scrunched, like they're not scrunched up or they're out of alignment. We still want to have good positioning with the baby's back and their hips, so it's a nice alignment. Sometimes I'll see like a baby's legs kind of all the way like this, back like this, and a mom's trying to do the koala position, but they really do need to be very close to you, tummy to tummy, and have the ability to do a good head extension back. If they're like this, it's going to be a lot harder for them to want to try and latch, and they may not be in the right position to do that with wherever your breast is. A variation of this as well, if you're finding it hard to get your baby into that seated position, straddling your leg, is to move them over a little bit like this. It's kind of a combination between kind of cross cradle, but pushed out a little bit further, as well as the koala position. This one is going to be a little bit more conducive to having your baby's head cradled in the crook of your arm like this. So you can try that as well and see if that helps. As I mentioned earlier, regardless of how you're doing this positioning, leaning back is going to be your best friend. I love the koala position, and it's one that I see a lot of moms struggle with and then never want to try again. But I encourage you to keep trying because as you get better at it, it becomes very comfortable and it's very natural for both you and your baby. Now I'm going to show you a couple of videos of a mom doing this in real life so you can see how it actually works with a real life baby. Doesn't that make it seem a little bit easier? I sure hope so. I would love to hear about your experience with the koala position and any questions you have in the comments below. The koala position is just one of many positions, so if it ends up not working for you, that's totally fine. I have a lot of different videos that show you different positioning, so I encourage you to check those out on my channel as well. And if you're looking to get all the answers to your breastfeeding questions, I want to make sure that you sign up for Fuss Free First Year. This is one of my best online resources for breastfeeding moms. It has all of my courses from pregnancy through weaning, and you also get access to my private breastfeeding community where you can talk to other moms and me through every stage of breastfeeding. Regardless, I hope that you enjoyed this video and be sure to hit the subscribe button to never miss a video in the future.